Open. We can feed to the frogs. Pop. It's time for lunch. Froggy, 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 froggy. Where are you? Where are you? I have some frog food. I have some frog food. You can too. You can too. It's a clown. Snatch the fly with its tongue. Splash. Bye, clown frog. It got the fly. Eat it up. Clown frog, police officer frog, king frog or royal frog, tourist or vacation frog, unicycle frog, fashion or movie star frog, soccer player frog, and superhero frog. A snake. Go away, snake. The snake wanted to be our friend. We gave the flowers to Lily. Hi, everyone. We have a brand new story for you all. Introducing Silly Lily Lunch, illustrated and created by GoGo Speech. In this story, you and your kids will have fun feeding some of Lily's frog food to 8 silly frogs in the pond. You'll have lots of opportunities for speech and language as you work to get the frogs to come out, and every time a new frog jumps into the scene. This is a one-resource activity that you can use with all of your kids by adjusting your presentation of it to target their goals. Just like our other stories, you can use this as a tool to work on a wide range of speech and language skills. You can pick some repetitive phrases and verbal routines to use throughout that include target sounds and language goals to get lots of trials in. So now I'm going to walk you through it to show you what it looks like and provide you with some ideas on how you can use it in your sessions. We're going to start out with our magic doors, and you can talk about what might happen in the story based on what you see here. Open! Hey, it's our friend, Lily. You can have your kids greet Lily. Hi, Lily. Then you can discuss what's happening in the scene. Lily is giving away frog food that we can feed to the frogs. I see a bunch of flies in the jars. I bet she went on a bug hunt and collected the bugs herself. You can have your kids ask, "Can we have a jar, please?" Thank you, Lily. Grab the jar. And the scene will show you a big pond with a bunch of lily pads in it. I bet that's where the frogs are, or I bet that's where they live. Let's go closer and see if we can get them to come out and eat some of these flies, or bugs, or frog food. And you can use whatever term is best based on the sounds you might be working on. So now we're in our scene that the frogs are going to jump into. So there's going to be 8 frogs that jump in one at a time. And based on the goals that your kids are working on, you might use the same verbal routines or repetitive phrases for each of the frogs that jump in. So I'll show you what it looks like here. Open the jar, or lift the lid, or pop. A fly is coming out! So now the fly is up in the air and flying around. So now you can have your kids say a chant or sing a song to try to get a frog to come out. So maybe they'll say, "Come out, froggies! We have food for you," or "We brought you a fly," or a bug. "Jump on a lily pad. It's time for lunch." Or you can sing a song that has target sounds in it. Froggy, 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 where are you? Where are you? I have some frog food. I have some frog food. You can too. You can too. So when a frog starts to jump into the scene, you can have your kids try to guess what the frog might be. You think it's a clown? It is a clown frog. So silly. And you can greet the frogs when they appear. "Hi, clown frog. We have your lunch." And you can tell the frog to eat the fly or the bug. Open your mouth. Get it with your tongue. And the frog will snatch the fly with its tongue and then jump back into the water. That's a long tongue. Splash. Bye, clown frog. Now we only have 7 flies left. So now I'll go through and show you the sequence again with one more frog here. Open. Lift the lid. Open. Come out, fly. Flying in the air. Froggy, 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 froggy. Where are you? Where are you? I have some frog food. I have some frog food. You can too. You can too. You see a frog? There it is. I wonder what that is. It is a police officer frog. How silly. Hi, police frog. Do you want a fly? Are you hungry? It's delicious. Stick out your tongue. It got the fly. Eat it up. Bye, frog. So the frogs in order include the clown frog, police officer frog, king frog or royal frog, tourist or vacation frog, unicycle frog, fashion or movie star frog, soccer player frog, and superhero frog. A couple of times throughout the story, there's going to be a snake that pops into the scene. Open the jar. Come out, frogs. Come out. What is it? A snake! And you can tell your kids to say, "Go away, snake. It's not for you. See you later." Phew, the snake is gone. And then you can continue the sequence to try to get a frog to come out. So after the last frog jumps into the water, the snake is going to come back into the scene. So your kids can start telling the snake to go away. Go away, snake! But the snake doesn't listen, and we find out that the snake is holding water lilies. The snake is bringing us flowers. I don't think the snake wanted to steal the flies. I think the snake wanted to be our friend. It's using our bug jar as a vase. Thank you, snake. Then all the frogs are going to jump into the scene to join us. And then you could say, I wonder what we could do with these flowers. I don't really have a place for them. Is there anyone we could give them to? We gave the flowers to Lily. She did give us the frog food after all. And the last scene shows Lily and the water lilies in the jar on her table. That's the perfect place for them. So you can talk about the scene. The snake has the lid on its head, like a helmet, and that's the end of the story. GoGo members will also get access to several printable PDFs to go along with this story. These printables can be used in person or can be emailed over to the grown-up to be used during virtual sessions. The first PDF is a printout of all of the silly frogs that appear in the story, as well as the snake and a lily pad for some hands-on play. This comes in color and in black and white. So you can cut these out and laminate them to use as manipulatives while you go through the story. So for example, maybe you'll have the soccer frog jump onto the lily pad as it jumps on in the story. You can also play a game after the story by taking turns hiding one of the frogs or the snake under the lily pad and giving clues to guess which one it is. The next printable is a Feed the Frog activity. This includes a big picture of a frog, and you can cut a hole in its mouth so you can feed it. And this comes in color and in black and white. We have printable frog food on pages 2 and 3, with just flies on one page to go along with the story, and then various other bugs that frogs eat on the next page if you want to use those for additional language opportunities. So if you want, you can write target words or attach picture cards to the back of the bugs for specific target practice. You can hide the bugs around the room and have your kids find them to feed them to the frog. This PDF also includes a bug jar on page 4, which you can print out and place 8 flies on it at the beginning of the story, and then feed them to the frog one at a time as you go through. Next, we have a lunch food sorting printable, and this has a bunch of different lunch foods and bugs at the bottom, so you can cut out each of the pictures at the bottom, and your kids can glue them to the top in the correct spot to say if it's a lunch food for kids or a lunch food for frogs. Another printable is a writing activity called My Favorite Lunch, so your kids will get to fill in the blanks to write about their own lunchtime preferences, such as their favorite lunch food, what they don't like to eat for lunch, what they like to drink with their lunch, where they eat lunch, when, with who, and some spots to draw some favorite lunch foods at the bottom. And finally, we have a coloring printable with all 8 of the silly frogs on lily pads and some lilies floating on the water. You can use this after the story, or you can use it during the story by coloring in the frogs as they appear in the scenes. So there's a bunch of printables for this one. I hope you all have so much fun with it and get a ton of language in your sessions. I'll see you all next time. Bye!